Hello viewers, in this video today I am going to teach you database connectivity. So first thing what you need to do is you need to go to tool reference and add a reference to Microsoft ActiveX data object. So you can see a Microsoft ActiveX data object. So a lot of versions are there. So you can select the latest version if you want. So with connection data dot connection timeout, you can provide a connection timeout, like how much time it should wait to establish the connection. So it will wait for 60 seconds, and if it is not able to establish the connection in 60 seconds with that database, so it will throw an error. So we don't need the connection timeout for this. We don't need the command timeout. We just need the connection string. So what you can do is I will remove the with also, so make it even simpler. So conn data dot connection string equals to, so to provide a connection string, and to know the connection string you can go to the website connectionstrings.com and check like access. Let's say if I want to connect to some access database, so I'll go to access. So there are a lot of options here. So you can select the Microsoft ACE ADODB 12.0, and if you scroll down, see provider equals to Microsoft ACE ADODB, data source equals to name of the data file or the MDV file. Okay, it is connected to Excel. Just one second. Yes, you can see Microsoft ACE ADODB and the path of the data file. So provider equals to Microsoft ACE ADODB, data source equals to this workbook.path, and I am just concatenating the path. So name of the database is SQL underscore. So this is the name of the database, SQL case underscore basic. So there is no password, so I'll ignore the password part. And then you have to create an object of record set. And you have to create a command object also. So let's say I want to fetch all the records from student table. So set arrested data is to cmd.execute. So what does cmd.execute return? It returns a record set object. So if I execute this, so all the data came here. You can see all the data came. Now you can, yes, now if you go here, so there is some problem. Okay, see here, you got all the data where the state is like UP, and current region is taking up to this, it is not deleting this. So what you can use is use range dot clear. So, and at the end what you need to do is, after you have got the data, you have to close the connection, and you have to close the record set first, then the connection. So there is another way to do it. So instead of copy from record set, what you can do is so you can do it in this way also. But there is a problem here, so you have to write rst data dot move next. This is a very important step. So instead of field 0, you can write is SID. So instead of 0, you can also write SID, because this is the first field. SID is the first field. So like that you can B, C. So fields is again a collection. So you can access the items of a collection using the index. See, all the data came here. So rst data dot move next, rst data dot move fast, move last, move previous. So these are the 4 functions. So rst data is the record set object. So let me repeat the steps. First, you need to create a connection object and establish the connection with the database using a connection string. So conn data dot connection string equals to this. You provide the name of the database, the provider, and other things, and then connection data dot open. So it opens up the connection with the database. Then you have to create an object of the command. So cmd data. So command is used to execute a command on the database. So cmd data dot active connection equals to this. So you have to provide like to the command object. You have to tell, okay, use this connection. So it will use this connection, and then it will execute using this connection. It will execute the command cmd data dot command text equals to. So you are specifying the command text here. So in the next line it will execute the command, and it returns a record set object. So record set, by the name itself you can understand record set, so set of records. So you can loop through the record set object using this syntax: do while rst data of eof. Eof stands for end of file. So think of it like this. So let's say there are like records, 8 records in a database, in a field, in a table. So record set object is like a set of all these records. So it's a collection. So first time, like the record set object is point. So it's not a collection. So basically it is pointing to this record actually. The first time it is pointing to this record, and when you do move next, it goes to this record, then move next, it goes to this record, and finally it comes here. And then when you do move next, so it goes to end of file actually. So this is end of file, so you can check the end of file actually. So in the beginning the end of file is false because it is not end of file, it is the starting line. Then if when you move F8, when you do rng rst data.move next, it goes to the next record. Like this it goes like till the last record, and then end of file becomes true. So I'll just execute this. See, rst data of end of file is now true because it is the last record. So if you in the immediate window, if you do like rst data dot move first, you can do it again, move first. Now again end of file is false, you can see. And if you do move last, end of file is again true. So you can do move first. So this way you can navigate through the record set one by one. You can also add your own record. If for that you can write rst data dot add new, rst data dot fields, name of the field as underscore id is equals to 88. So it's a numeric field. First name equals to test data. So this is the syntax to add a new record. So I'll just point it here. Current record support updating. Okay. So you have to use a log type ADODB optimistic. So to add data in the database, you have to use, so you cannot use a command object to add data to the database. So for that what you have to do is you have to use the rstdata.open method, and you have to pass the query select star from student, and it takes the open method takes the active connection, so connection data, see record set object, and the log type, so ADODB optimistic. So database log type is like if there is concurrent access to the database, so multiple users are trying to update the database at the same time. So in that case you have to provide the log type. So log optimistic means so multiple people can work on the database at the same time. So if I go to the database now, yeah, test data is there and the serial number is 88. Yeah, so again there is a function called rstdata.delete, so it will delete the current record. So this is all about database connection. So you have to create a connection string, you have to create a record set object, you have to create a command object. So you can also do without creating the command object, but yeah, so you can create a command object also, and you can execute the command, and the command object returns a record set. So ultimately you need the record set object, and you can copy all the data using this command, copy from record set, and you can loop through the fields in a database. So if I go to the immediate window, rst data dot fields dot count, it will give you the count of fields. So there are seven columns. So field 0 dot name is sid, fields 1 dot name is first name. So you can access the name of the fields also. So this was all about database connectivity. So in order to connect to SQL Server, you have to use a different connection string. So you have to create a connection string, you have to create a record set object, you have to create a command object. Command object is not always necessary. You can iterate through the record set one by one and then get the data in this format, and you can add data in the database in this way. So this is also possible.